Let us talk about vector products. Now, this is cross product, most important one, most notorious one, and the only thing you will be needing in your magnetism, means one of the tool which you will be needing in your magnetism. Okay, if you want to find the torque, you have to use it. If you have to find anything regarding the direction, you have to use it. Okay, now what is a cross product? In a cross product, if you are saying that I am cross producting two vector, namely a and b, then you can write it as follow: a cross b will be written as a vector magnitude b vector magnitude sine theta. Then what's this n vector? It is the unit contact normal reaction. It is the unit contact normal vector. Okay, which defines that the product you are having over here is not a scalar quantity but a vector with a defined direction over here. Okay, and the direction n vector can be find out by right hand thumb rule. Okay, so this is your right hand thumb rule, in which your index finger is indicating one vector, your middle finger is indicating another vector, then your thumb is indicating the direction of the resultant vector. Fine with that? Now we'll be doing the component wise analysis of this cross product. Let us say I'm having a vector as a1 I cap, a2 j cap, a3 k cap, b vector as b1 I cap, b2 j cap, b3 k cap. Now you want to have a cross b. Okay, this is the simple formula which I have written over here. You can follow it, but in the examination what you can do is, you are having I j k, form the determinant as follow, or form the square as follow I j k, then write the components a1 a2 a3 of one vector a, b1 b2 b3 of another vector b. Let us play a game over here. Let us put a plus, then a negative, then a plus over here. Fine with that? Now what you can do is hide this particular column and this particular row. Okay, you should not be considering this one at first. Okay, so now you are at I, so you are not considering that column and that row. Okay, you're not considering that column and that row, so you are left with a2 b3 and a3 b2. So multiply a2 by b3, you'll be having a2 b3 minus a3 b2. Fine with that? That's the first component of your resultant vector. Okay, now you come to j. Now it's his turn. Okay, so again you forget about this particular row and this particular column. Okay, now matter of the fact is that there is a negative sign with this j, so put a negative sign j over here, put a bracket, and forget about this particular row and this particular column, and you are left with a1 a3 b1 b3. So a1 multiply b3, a1 multiply by b3 minus a3 multiply by b1. Fine with that? Now after this, proceed to the c guy over here. Note that c guy is having a positive sign, so plus k cap. Forget about this particular row and this particular column. You're left with a1 b2 and a2 b1. So a1 multiply b2, a1 multiply b2 minus a2 multiply b1. That is your resultant vector, guys. That is your resultant vector. The expression is same as that of this vector over here, this expression. In this expression you are having a positive j over here because the negative sign over here is multiplied inside. So a1 b3 I am having over here, and instead he is having a3 b1 over here. Fine with that? Okay, so this expression which I have written over here boils down to this expression, this easy expression over here. That's the component wise cross product. Now let us discuss the property of a cross product, that a vector product of a two vector is always a vector which is perpendicular to both of them. So you are having a vector as follow, b vector as follow, so the resultant vector of the cross product will be as follow. It will be perpendicular to both of them. Okay, now vector product of two vector is not commutative, that is a cross b is not equal to b cross a, because b cross a according to our right hand rule will be in the downward direction itself. As you can see, will be in the opposite direction to that of the resultant which we are getting over here. Fine. Okay, but you can say that the magnitude will be equal. Okay, they are same vector but they are negative vectors. Okay, so this is the original vector, this is the negative of this original vector over here. So you know that a negative vector is carrying the same magnitude as that of the original vector, but it will be having a different direction. Vector product is a distributive when the order of the vector is strictly maintained. Okay, so a cross b plus c is equal to a cross b plus a cross c. Now magnitude of the vector product of two vector will be maximum when sine theta equal to 1, because as you know that a cross b equal to a cross a modulus b modulus sine theta n cap. So that can be maximum if and only if sine theta is maximum, and that is that theta is having a value of 90 degree. Okay, so the magnitude of both of them will be maximum at only theta equal to 90 degree, which is nothing but the product of both of them, a into b. Now the magnitude of the vector product of two non-zero vector will be minimum if and only if sine theta is 0, that is angle in between them is 0. Fine with that? Now self cross product will land you up a value of 0 vector itself. Unlike in the scalar where you were doing I dot I as 1, here if you do I cross I, you will be landing up with 0. Here you can have I cross I as 0, but you will be having product with others. For example, I cross J will be having a product, J cross K will be having a product, K cross I will be having a product. But self cross product is always 0. There is always a cross product. Okay, that's why there is a cross product. Okay, fine with that? So I cross J gives you a K. So you can use this cycle over here. So using this cycle, I can say that if I multiply, if I have a cross product of my j with that of my k, I can have my I back. So j cross k will give me a I cross j will give me a k. So it's a anti-clockwise direction I am having over here. Okay, so I cross j give me a k, j cross k give me a I, and so forth and so on. Fine. Let us solve this particular problem over here. A is eastward and B is in the downward direction. Okay, fine with that. Then you have to find the direction of a cross b vector. Use the right hand thumb rule and you will be landing up with the value of north. Okay, you'll be landing up with the answer north. Your thumb will point out the direction of north. You can use that. Okay, now a dot b is given to us a cross b magnitude. A dot b is given to us a cross b magnitude. You have to find the angle in between a vector and b vector. This is the most important question frequently being asked in NEET and in the JE, both of them in the JE mains. So a dot b equal to a cross b, which says ab cos theta equal to ab sin theta. Expand both of them. Now ab will be cut and you will be landing up with this value, tan theta equal to 1. So theta equal to 45 degree. Fine. A cross b, you have to find the components are given. Put everything into the formula which I have given to you in the previous slide and you will be landing up with this. Pretty much easy to do. You can do it by yourself. Okay, or I can just tell you over here that neglect this column. First of all, have a positive negative positive sign over here, then neglect this particular row and this particular column, and you are having with -2 4 -1 and 2, this as your determinant in the I cap direction. Fine. Then there is a negative sign as you can see over j, the negative of j. Then you are having this column as neglected and this row as neglected. You are having with 1 3 1 3 4 2, after which you are landing on k. So plus k cap, and then you are forming a box over here. So forget about this and forget about this. You are having 1 at -2 3 -1, 1 -2 3 -1. Fine. Now 2 -2 in the I, don't forget about this I. 2 -2 gives you a -4. 4 -1 minus of 4 -1. Okay, so 2 -2 minus of 4 multiplied by a -1 minus j cap 1 multiply 2 and 4 multiply 3. 1 multiply 2 minus 4 multiply 3 as I've told you, plus k cap, which is 1 multiply -1 minus of -2 multiply by 3 over here, and you will be landing up with this expression over here. Okay, fine with that. You can do it by yourself. This is the question for you guys. You can solve it by yourself. We are going to proceed to the next one, which is the position vector. So position vector, as the name suggests, position vector is telling you about your position. For example, if you are playing PUBG or something and you are saying that okay, I'm at this particular position, then what you are specifying to your friend, you are specifying the position vector itself. So let us say you are having this as your coordinate system and you are specifying a point P on this coordinate system, namely x and y. Then you can write the position vector as r vector. That r vector will be equal to x I cap, because it's in x direction, it is at x, so x I cap plus y j cap, and in the y direction it is at y position itself. Fine with that. This is the position vector. Tail will be at the origin and head will be at the point itself. That's the position vector for you. Let us have the displacement vector. So displacement vector gives you the change in the position vector. For example, r1 is your initial displacement, r2 is your another displacement, and you want to find the displacement, the net displacement. Then what you can do is, this will be on the displacement. Okay, so this is your r1, this is your r2. Okay, and you want to find this vector. Let us say this is x vector. So x vector plus r1 vector, I know that it is equal to r2 vector. This x vector, this q, let us name it as t. Qt vector is my displacement vector. Okay, so by the triangle rule I can use this. Okay, then I can say that my x vector, which is my displacement vector, because it is the difference in the initial and the final position itself. Okay, this is my initial position r1 vector, this is my final position r2 vector. So x1 vector is nothing but r2 vector minus r1 vector, which is saying that okay, this displacement vector is nothing but a difference in the initial position and the final position itself. Okay, fine with that. So that's the displacement vector for you. Hopefully you have loved my lecture, so please give it a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe my channel, and stay tuned because I will be releasing more basic mathematics course on my channel. So in the next I will be releasing basic trigonometry and the calculus you will be needing for your physics course itself. So we'll meet you in the next lecture. Until then, goodbye guys.